Hello everyone, this is Kiran from River by Automation. So, uh, to begin with, uh, I have given an intro in my the program, which is based on the three levels. One is base, second one is build, and third one is the augment. So, part of the base. So I'm going to give you a playlist which is named as uh, at setup playlist one, part of the Kickstarter toolkit. So as I said, this is my focus on this particular program. Okay, so the basically anyone can refer who is having the knowledge on the apps automation side and wanted to shift Appium side and who is trying to learn, they can get a quick information from this one, and whoever is migrating from the functional to the automation side, they can easily adapt to the learning of this particular technology. Okay, so I'm naming this as a setup, playlist one. It has a series of sessions which I'm going to deliver shortly. So let's start with the agenda. So this is my table of content for it's set up by the playlist, and I'm going to start with this one, the prerequisite. Okay, so what is the prerequisite for see for any setup? First we have to understand what is the hardware, what is the prerequisite, which predominantly consists categorized into the two ways, hardware and software. So we need to understand as we are configuring this in the one particular system. So once the prerequisite is composed of things, so the part of prerequisite, I'm going to cover the Node.js and the Android environment. So in order to run any apps or Appium automation, we have to have here, this is the prerequisite. Without this one, this is not possible. That's why I named it as a prerequisite. And then in the next is ecosystem, where Appium ecosystem, where even author of the Appium and the open source forum, they are naming it as a ecosystem, which divided into the four components: server, Appium inspector, which is inspecting the apps elements, and then drivers, which is the hardcore for the performing the managing the drivers and other thing, apps operations, and along with the client side. Okay, once these are all ready, these four systems are ready, we have to install the drivers, and client we need to configure, and then Appium sister inspector is ready, and then server also is ready. Okay, so that means you with this these two and this one, the system is ready, and you are good to start with uh, the readiness. So the basically, the funda behind having any of the setup is, first we need to understand what is the environment is approved for that particular automation. Once that is ready, then only we call it as automation readiness. Otherwise, it will be under preparation or getting ready and all. So once that everything is, whatever the required components is ready, so we'll reach the stage where we are ready for the POC development or extensive development, or you name it, whatever you want for the next stages. But to make the setup is ready and everything is uh, ready for the next stages. We call it as a readiness. Okay. So with this agenda, so we have a series of sessions. I have I'm giving you overview. These are the series of sessions I have planned. So now I'm starting with the TOC and then followed by the prerequisite. Okay. So moving ahead, as I said, the prerequisite we need to understand. One is environment, as I said, hardware and software. So these are the minimum, the configuration, hardware configuration that we are looking at. If you have, good RAM, yes, well and good, and you can install the software as quickly as possible, and then free space, hard disk. So the basically, since we are working with the Android environment, so definitely it will occupy some space if you are using the more SDK packages. Okay, so for that reason, this is the minimum space. But if you have a 8 GB RAM, that would be the most decent, and you can comfortably work on the emulators, and you can easily launch. Okay, but having the 4 GB RAM is feasible, but it's depends on your the CPU architecture and how quickly it is responding to the emulators. Okay, and then the requirement. Yeah. So when coming to the software requirements, so these are the things that we need to understand part of the prerequisite. So one is Node.js. So I think Appium is built on Node.js environment. So that's why we have to install the Node.js. While you are installing the Node.js, it will automatically install the npm. npm is the Node Package Manager. It allows to install Node packages or the packages which built on JavaScript. Okay, so this is the actual the runtime environment for the applications, JavaScript based applications. Okay, and the next thing is, since we are working on uh, Android automation readiness, so we have to have this Android SDKs to be configured and corresponding emulators to be configured, so that you don't need to depend on any cloud solutions. You don't need to depend on any physical device to be connected to your system. Yeah. Yes, this is possible that you can connect your physical device and you can play. That is the uh, other way that you can do it. You can feel how the scripts are running on the physical device. But uh, yeah, in order to have running your exercise and your explore on the emulators, so you have to have this Android SDK. Okay, that is must. Okay, and if you're working on the Java based project, you should have a JDK environment, and if you're working on Python, you should be ready with the Python environment. You need to install the Python environment and then keep the things ready. Okay, so when coming to the Node.js, so we are not going to touch what Node.js, what exactly it is and all, because we are not working on any kind of development projects. Only we are just making the environment is ready, because the Appium is Node.js environment based. That's why we are the, we should know what exactly it is, and at the same time npm also. Npm is the Node Package Manager. See, if you are experiencing the um, Python side, there is in order to install any Python packages, we have to use the pip. Okay, pip install so and so, pip install so and so, like that. So in even for for JavaScript environment, we have to use the npm, that is Node Package Manager. Suppose if you are working on any iOS configuration, there the package manager we call it as brew. brew or homebrew. Okay, so like that, every environment has its own the package manager. Okay, that is one thing. So apart from Node.js, Android SDK. So Android SDK is the collection of software tools. Okay, so if anyone is having knowledge on the Android development side, they can easily understand what I'm talking about here. So uh, so in order to make the app to be configured or the app to be run, so we have to install certain the package managers, that is development environment we need to install, and corresponding APIs that also we need to install in order to talk with the Android OS and the applications which reside on the emulator side or devices. So that's why we are called we should know what exactly what is SDK managers of software development kit, we call it SA. Okay, so the similar kind of environment, whatever the environment configuration that you are doing for the development, similar kind of configuration to be done for the Android automation, if at all, if you are running on your local systems. But in case if you're working on mobile cloud solutions, you don't need to run anything uh, because that will be taken care by the mobile cloud solution. So only you need to install the development IDE and to be configured with the cloud solutions. Okay, so as you are running on your host system, you need to configure the SDK. Okay, so in essence, it's a services as an essential toolkit for the developers to create, test, and deploy Android applications, ensuring compatibility and functionality across various Android OS versions. So I'll give the brief on the what it is and what is the APIs, so that you'll have an idea. Whenever you have any issues, then you can pinpoint to the respective component, and you can suggest the your counterpart. Okay, so that's about the Node.js and Android SDK. So let's start with Node.js, how we can configure. So basically, in my system already configured, but I have captured the screenshots so that you can feel how the user interface look like. One thing is, this is the one. See, if I click on this one, it will go to this particular page. This is the Node.js page. Okay, so the based on your system configuration. So we are talking about we are working on only on Windows machine. So in the Windows machine, you have a MSI and the .zip as well. So generally we go with the .msi, and 64-bit we need to. So it's your this is your CPU architecture. Based on that one, you need to install. Okay, so this is the Node.js downloads URL. Once you are on this one, so you'll have to select 64-bit, and then you need to select this one. So ensure that one this to be configured. Add to path. Path means this is where your host system able to recognize when you apply the command where this environment is resides. So if you unselect this one, then you will not be in a position to run the npm commands. It will throw an error saying there is no commands internal or external. Okay, so that kind of error you will see. So once this is, it's a kind of user-friendly dialogues. So just click on the next, and you will be. And here one thing just to note, this point, do not check here because it will install all unnecessary components which really not required for automation purpose. Okay, unnecessarily occupies your RAM and your hard disk space, and it will slow down your system. So make sure you should not you should uncheck this checkbox. Okay, and then once this is done, you can navigate to the next this one. Installation will be complete, and then you will see this particular screen. So you need to understand which version it is installed, how, whether it is properly configured or not. So in my system, so let me try. Okay. Mm, so it will give this one. Okay. So if I give npm, it will give this version. Currently, this one recently I have installed the latest package, Node.js. So I am seeing this version. Okay. So this is about installing the Node.js and configuring. If you have environment variable, right? If you go to the path bar here, it should be configured automatically. Okay. See here, C programs Node.js, it should be added. Otherwise, if it is not there, then the command will not run. Okay. So once you check during the installation phase, so it automatically create the environment variables. Okay, this is the one. Okay. So okay, team. So we have completed the prerequisite, that is Node.js and this one, Node.js and Android. What is the importance of having in this particular setup as a first step? Okay, so I'll catch you in the next session. Thank you for watching this video.